Have you ever landed in a country and felt like you stepped into the future? A place where the airport looks like a sci-fi movie set. Where trees glow at night. Where streets are so clean you can't even find a single piece of trash. And where laws are so strict that chewing gum once made headlines? Welcome to Singapore. A tiny island, smaller than many cities, but more advanced than most countries on Earth. Here, robots serve food. Driverless trains run silently. Skyscrapers grow plants on their walls. And nature and technology live together in perfect balance. But how did this small country become so different from the rest of the world? Why does Singapore feel less like a country, and more like another planet? Today, we're diving deep into the secrets that make Singapore one of the most unique places on Earth. Stay till the end, because what you're about to discover might completely change how you see modern cities. The first time someone visits Singapore, they usually say the same thing: this doesn't feel real. And honestly, that reaction makes sense. The moment you land at Jewel Changi Airport, with the world's tallest indoor waterfall pouring down through a glass dome surrounded by a lush rainforest, you realize this isn't an ordinary country. It feels like stepping into a futuristic simulation where everything works perfectly. Singapore is small. So small that you can drive across the entire island in less than an hour. Yet despite its size, it has become one of the richest, safest, cleanest, and most technologically advanced nations in the world. Skyscrapers shine like polished mirrors. Public transport runs with machine-like precision. Crime rates are among the lowest globally. Even the air feels organized. But Singapore wasn't always like this. When it separated from Malaysia in 1965, many believed it would struggle to survive. It had no natural resources, no large landmass, and limited fresh water. Yet under leaders like Lee Kuan Yew, the country transformed itself into a global powerhouse within just a few decades. Today, Singapore blends East and West, nature and technology, strict discipline and modern luxury. It's a place where ancient temples stand next to futuristic skyscrapers. Where hawker stalls serve $5 meals near billion-dollar financial towers. And that's exactly why Singapore feels like a different planet. If you love discovering the secrets behind powerful countries and futuristic cities, make sure you subscribe and join this journey, because what you're about to learn might completely change how you see the modern world. The airport that feels like the future. Most airports are crowded, stressful, and boring. But Singapore decided to turn its airport into a global attraction. Jewel Changi Airport is not just an airport terminal, it's a destination. With indoor gardens, a massive waterfall, walking trails, luxury shopping, and even a rainforest atmosphere, it feels like a futuristic eco-city. When travelers land here, their first impression is simple. This country thinks differently. A city that looks like science fiction. Walk through Marina Bay sands and you'll see an infinity pool floating 57 floors above the ground. Visit gardens by the bay and you'll find giant supertrees that light up at night like something from another galaxy. The skyline of Singapore is clean, symmetrical, and futuristic. It doesn't look chaotic. It looks planned. Almost engineered like a high-tech model city. At night, the city glows in neon reflections across the water. It doesn't feel like Southeast Asia. It feels like 2050. Unbelievable cleanliness and strict laws. One of the biggest reasons Singapore feels different is its discipline. Littering can result in heavy fines. Vandalism leads to severe punishment. Even small rules are taken seriously. For years, chewing gum was famously banned to maintain cleanliness in public spaces. The result? Streets without trash. Public toilets that are spotless. Subways without graffiti. Parks that look untouched. This level of order makes visitors feel like they've entered a carefully controlled environment, almost like a perfectly maintained simulation. Nature and skyscrapers living together. Unlike many global cities that destroyed nature to build towers, Singapore built nature into the city. Nearly half the country is covered in greenery. Vertical gardens grow on buildings. Rooftop parks sit above shopping malls. Even highways are lined with trees. Singapore calls itself a city in a garden. And when you walk through places like Gardens by the Bay, you understand why. It's urban but peaceful. Modern but green. Dense but breathable. That balance feels almost unreal. Public transport that runs like a machine. In many countries, transport delays are normal. In Singapore, a late train is rare and shocking. The MRT system is fast, clean, and fully air-conditioned. Buses are digital and organized. Some systems even operate driverlessly. This efficiency makes daily life smooth and predictable, something visitors from chaotic cities immediately notice. Safety that feels unreal. Singapore consistently ranks among the safest countries in the world. You can walk alone at 2 a.m. without fear. Expensive cars are parked on streets without worry. Lost wallets are often returned. This level of safety creates a calm atmosphere. It feels like a controlled environment where crime barely exists. A financial powerhouse without natural resources. Most wealthy nations have oil, minerals, or massive land. Singapore has none. Yet it became one of the world's strongest financial hubs. Global banks operate here. International companies use it as their Asian headquarters. From nothing, it built everything through strategy, trade, education, and discipline. That transformation story alone feels almost impossible. Cultural diversity in perfect balance. Singapore is home to Chinese, Malay, Indian, and many other communities. Visit Chinatown, then explore Little India, and you'll feel like you've traveled across different worlds within minutes. Mosques, temples, and churches stand peacefully near each other. Food cultures mix beautifully. Few countries manage diversity with such structured harmony. Food that competes with luxury dining. Singapore's hawker culture is world famous. At places like Lau Pa Sat, you can enjoy Michelin-recognized meals at affordable prices. Street food here isn't cheap quality. It's world-class. Where else can you eat award-winning dishes for under $10? Smart Nation Vision. Singapore is heavily investing in AI, digital identity systems, and smart urban planning. Cashless payments are everywhere. Government services are digitized. Technology supports daily life seamlessly. It feels like a living experiment of how future cities might operate. Conclusion. Singapore feels like a different planet not because it is flashy, but because it is intentional. Every system, every rule, every building, and every garden is part of a long-term vision. From the leadership of Lee Kuan Yew to today's innovation-driven economy, Singapore has proven that size does not define power. It shows the world what discipline, planning, and unity can achieve. It proves that a small island with no natural resources can become one of the most advanced societies on Earth. And maybe that's why Singapore doesn't just feel different. It feels like a preview of the future.